Have you ever wondered what silence truly sounds like? Not just the absence of noise, but the absence of a voice, of a story, of a people. Today, we re-journeying to a place shrouded in one of archaeology's most profound mysteries. An isolated island where an entire tribe simply stopped speaking forever. What if I told you that archaeologists stumbled upon a lost world, a settlement frozen in time, where all signs of life didn't just vanish, they ended abruptly, as if a switch was flipped. This isn't a Hollywood movie plot, it's a real-life enigma that challenges everything we thought we knew about early human societies. Welcome to the story of the tribe that never spoke again. Our story begins on a remote, jungle-choked island, so isolated that it remained hidden from the modern world for millennia. We'll call it Ethel, an old word for a noble, because what was found there was a noble, yet tragic, chapter of human history. A team of researchers, led by the brilliant Dr. Aris Thorne, were initially drawn to the island by strange geological formations visible on satellite images. They expected to find unique rock structures. They found a lost civilization instead. As they hacked their way through the dense vegetation, they began to uncover the ruins of a village. The structures were unlike anything they'd seen before, huts built from interlocking volcanic rock and petrified wood, arranged in a perfect spiral. It was clear this was a community with a deep understanding of geometry and a strong connection to their environment. But as they explored, a chilling realization began to set in. There was an eerie, unnatural stillness to the place. Every hut was a snapshot of a moment abruptly paused. A half-carved wooden bowl sat next to a pile of shavings. Woven baskets were filled with desiccated, unidentifiable fruits. A child's toy, a small stone animal, lay in the middle of a pathway. It was as if everyone had simply dropped what they were doing and vanished. But there were no signs of a struggle, no evidence of an invasion, no marks of a plague or natural disaster. The skeletons they eventually found were in positions of rest, some even appearing to be sleeping. The entire population had passed away peacefully, all at once. It made no sense. The initial theory was a sudden volcanic gas leak or a festactin, localized toxin, but geological and environmental tests came back negative. There was no clear cause of death. The mystery deepened as the team began to analyze the artifacts and the settlement's layout. This society was advanced. They had a sophisticated system for collecting rainwater and even what appeared to be rudimentary aquaculture ponds. So why did they perish? The first real clue came from a place they didn't expect: the bones themselves. Specifically, the hyoid bone, a small, U-shaped bone in the neck that supports the tongue and is crucial for human speech. In every single adult skeleton they examined, the hyoid bone showed signs of being deliberately and meticulously altered, filed down in a way that would have made complex vocalization nearly impossible. They could likely make basic sounds, but not articulate language as we know it. This tribe, at some point in its history, had chosen silence. This discovery sent shockwaves through the archaeological community. Why would a community give up its most powerful tool for connection and survival, language? The team turned their attention to the village's central structure. It wasn't a chief's hut or a granary. It was a large, open-air chamber with walls covered in intricate carvings. And these carvings told a story. The pictograms depicted a history, starting with the tribe's arrival on the island. The early panels showed people talking, with lines emanating from their mouths. They depicted arguments, collaborations, and stories being told around a fire. But then, the narrative shifted. The carvings began to show figures with jagged lines between them representing conflict, deceit, and pain caused by words. One powerful image showed a person speaking, and the words transforming into venomous snakes that bit others in the tribe. The story on the walls was clear. They had come to believe that spoken language itself was a curse, a source of division and suffering. The later panels were dramatically different. The lines of speech vanished. Instead, the figures were shown communicating through intricate hand gestures, body language, and a shared, silent understanding. They worked together, built their village, and lived in what the carvings depicted as a state of perfect harmony, all without uttering a single word. The final panels were the most haunting. They showed the entire community gathering in the central chamber. They were depicted consuming a specific, beautifully carved blue flower, which the botanists on the team later identified. This flower, when processed, contained a potent neurotoxin that induced a peaceful, sleep-like state from which one would never wake. The tribe hadn't been wiped out by an accident. They had chosen their end. In a final, collective act, they'd committed to an eternal silence. Dr. Thorne's team concluded that this tribe, which they now call the Silent Ones of Ethel, had performed a radical social experiment. They saw the destructive potential of linguista, lies, the gossip, the betrayals, and decided to excise it completely. For generations, they thrived in silence, developing a new way of being, a new form of consciousness, based on empathy and observation. But perhaps they realized that this silent paradise could not last. Perhaps they feared the return of speech from a new generation, or contact from the outside world. And so, they made a unanimous decision to preserve their silent legacy by making it permanent. The Silent Island is a sobering reminder of the power of our words. It forces us to ask ourselves, is our ability to speak our greatest gift, or can it be our most profound curse? This tribe believed they had found a better way, a path to harmony through silence. Their story, preserved in stone, now speaks louder than any voice ever could, a silent testament to a world without words. What do you think of their choice? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for joining me on this incredible journey into the past. If you found this story as fascinating as I did, please hit that like button, subscribe for more explorations into the unknown, and ring the bell so you never miss a mystery. Until next time, stay curious.